Chapter 69. The halls were crawling with mutant wolves and black dragons. Tremor and Ken escaped the dungeon with very little resistance to stop them, but now they faced the brunt of the Dark Force Master's recovering forces. We don't have time to waste on these guys. Tremor shouted as he sidestepped the claws of a large black dragon before slamming his tail across the dragon's face. I'm open to suggestions, Tremor. Ken called back and froze the cluster of wolves where they stood. Here's an idea for both of you, Sparks interrupted. Run! The dragonfly took off down the hall past the other wolves and dragons. Sparks, wait for us! Candace hollered after him, took off past Tremor. She spread her wings and shot over the claws and webs that swung on her belly. Out of my way! Tremor ordered and covered himself in rock and barreled through the massive bodies that blocked his path. The wolves yelled and leaped out of the way as the massive boulder rumbled down the hall. Cannon's bark banked out the first corner, and Tremor burst from the protection of his barrier and shattered the rock, peppering the hides of the enemies that pursued them. He took to the end and quickly cut up to Candace. That should slow it down at least, but I'm not sure for how long, he coughed. Let's make every second count. Candace beat her wings harder and shot past Sparks. Hey, wait for me! The dragonfly waved as dragons ducked around another corner. Damn it, how big is this bloody place? Tremor demanded. I don't know. Candace called back over her shoulder. I still keep going till we find some sign of the others. Do you think we have that much time? Tremor asked, looking back over his shoulder. He found another earthboat to block the hallway between them and slowed the wolves and take dragons down. I guess we'll find out, Ken shrugged. Is it me, or is it getting harder all of a sudden? Sparks actually caught up to Tremor. I don't think so. Tremor shrugged before suddenly cut his attention. Hey, Candace, do you hear that? Yeah, Candace perked up. It sounds like dragons. Shouldn't we be going the opposite direction then? Sparks asked nervously. No, it's the others, Candace replied. I'd recognize those roars anywhere. Are you sure? Tremor inquired with a raised brow. Positive. I wonder how she knows, Tremor muttered Sparks. Must be a good thing. Candace's heart raced. She beat her wings faster. She banked around another corner and saw the shimmering surface of magic barrier extending into the hallway. The sounds of dragons roaring was nearly deafening, but not compared to the roaring and crackling of combined attacks in a focused spot. All of a sudden, the barrier exploded. Candace screamed as she was sent flying back down the hall. Just as Tremor and Sparks turned the corner, Candace turned into Earth's Guardian and they both crawled to the floor. I can't believe it! Amber gasped. We did it! The big dragon is bound out the room in a dust-covered hallway. Great work, you guys, Cinder nodded approvingly at the massive damage they had made. She shrank back to her normal size and turned a firm gaze on the other Guardians. Now we need to go find Spyro. Cinder? Sparks coughed as he floated through the dust and smoke. Sparks? Cinder and the other Guardians turned up with wide eyes, surprised to see a dragonfly. Oh my gosh! Sparks, thank the ancestors you're okay. Yeah, I'm glad to see you too. The dragonfly answered with a smug grin. I miss you guys too. Although I see you've been having fun destroying everything inside while I've been trapped in a dirty, smart dungeon this whole time. Hey, we had to destroy that stinger bear that was holding us captive in that place. Amber pointed an angry down the demolished chamber. It hasn't been a walk in the park for us either, you know. If you were trapped in the dungeons, how did you get out? Cinder asked skeptically. These two? Sparks turned and pointed to Candace laying on the floor. Candace! Sarah ran towards her friend as Candace lifted her head and shook the dizziness away. You're okay. Before Candace could say anything, Tremor groaned and slid out from underneath her. That really hurt. He winced and clutched his chest. Tremor? Sarah's eyes grew wide with astonishment. You're alive! She threw her arms around his neck and hugged him close. Tremor? Flame, Amber, and Cinder gasped as he came bounding up to them. We thought you were dead, Amber sniffled. Relieved to see they were still with them. I'm not quite sure that I'm not. John squeezed the dragon's paw on top of him. But I won't be for much longer if you keep squeezing me like this. I agree. Candace screamed from under the power dragons. You're killing me too. The guardians helped him over his legs and shake the dust from the scales. As always, Tremor, Flame pointed out as he looked his friend over. You look like hell. Aw, you noticed, Tremor replied sarcastically. Just then a beam of confetti cut to the castle. The girls screamed and ducked under their wings as a violet energy burned a hole in the ceiling above them. What's going on? Tremor shouted. Spyro's in trouble. Flame replied over the dragon as screaming. We have to get to him before Dragonmask can steal his last power. Then what are you waiting for? Sparks called as he floated towards the gap in the hole in the ceiling. We were right behind you, Sparks. Cinder hollered and took the air with the other dragons falling close behind her. Tremor. Candace fell to the rear beside the other dragon. We're going to hang back and make sure no other forces follow us. We can't afford to be overwhelmed when we face the Dark Master. I understand, Tremor nodded. He knew the situation was serious and Kent could read in his eyes. With each level the dragons passed through, Tremor would fire an earth bullet, collapsing the walls and allowing Kent to freeze them over with thick layers of ice. After what seemed like forever, the guardians emerged out of the top spot of the castle. When they set foot in the hole, Kent froze over the hole. Oh no, Sin's voice shut off. Across from them sat Leon. The black dragon was sitting calmly in a trance-like state. Black magic built from his body and around him suspended cage a few feet up from where he sat. Below the cage was a violet crystal containing Spyro's power of lightning. Leon! Flame shouted across the room, but the black dragon didn't move. He didn't even hear him. What's going on? Stella asked, taking a few wary steps forward. I don't know, Flame growled, but I'm gonna get that bastard. He charged forward, horns ready to impale the black dragon. Flame, wait! Ember called. The fire guardian slid to a halt and turned to confused on his dragonness. Something feels wrong about this, muttered looking around the room. I agree. Seer nodded as the guardian stepped cautiously towards Leon and Spyro. Just then a beam of confetti shot from Spyro's body. Look out! Seer shouted and dove out of the way as the beam cut the floor. The guardians gathered before the stone that was beneath their feet made out of the way. What's Spyro doing? Stella asked, eyeing the curled up purple dragon inside the cage. I don't know, Cinder hissed, but whatever Leon is doing to him, it ends right now. Cinder rushed forward, aiming at Leon. Candace glanced from Leon to Spyro and narrowed her eyes. She suddenly saw Spyro's eyes crack open and her heart skipped a couple beats. Candace was wrong, she remarked when the ice dragon groaned, clutching at her chest. Cinder, wait! Candace shouted, but the black dragons had already launched for Leon. The black dragons roared over one another and Cinder pinned Leon on his back. The black dragon's eyes opened and began to glow yellow as Malphite's concussions took over. You shouldn't have done that, Cinder, he growled. Cinder looked back over her shoulder to see that dark magic that had been surrounding Leon and Spyro was fading away. The shadows released Spyro from the hole and retreated Leon's body. Oh no, Cinder said. Dark Spyro let loose a furious roar. The room shook and beams of confetti began to pierce through the castle and its towers. The guys took to the air and dusted beams to continue to shoot off on Spyro's body. This is your fault, Cinder, Leon laughed. You would have been containable if you hadn't interfered with my work. Shut up! Cinder snapped and struck the black dragon across the face, leaving 3 bloody gashes on his scarred cheek. Leon kicked Cinder off of him and charged her head on. He rammed her in the stomach, knocking the wind out of her. He fled into the air, tailblade preparing for a final fatal strike. Oh, no you don't. Flame jumped in front of Cinder, stopping the black dragon's tail away. Leon hit the floor and Tremor charged in, bucking him into the air with his horns. Once Leon was airborne, Candace charged in, slashing the dark dragon across his chest with her long talons before twisting away and laying Stella fall with a bolt of lightning. The attack struck Leon in the chest and sent him crashing into the wall. Thanks, you guys. Cinder hugged his flame hefter to her feet. Spyro, hey! Sparks waved the dark dragon. Hey, Spyro! It's me, buddy! Your old lovable friend, Sparks! The dark dragon turned his evil, wide eyes on the dragonfly with the pulse of confetti jammed between his clenched teeth. Sparks shrank back into and teenager whooped. Yo, Spyro! Don't you recognize me, bud? Sparks, get away from him! Cinder cried. She leaped up and curled herself around the dragonfly as a beam of confetti shot from Spyro's body. The black dragon shot herself in a protective orb of purple energy, and the beam clashed against the barrier. Cinder rolled away, allowing the beam to cut into the floor. Spyro let loose another roar, and a wave of confetti burst from his body. The bars of the cage shattered and fell to the floor. The guardians all shielded themselves from the tremendous force of the wave. He's too powerful! Ember cried over the roar of Spyro, and the wind whirling throughout the room. Stay strong! Candace called as she beat her wings against the opposing forces. Spyro! Cinder cried as she pushed against the shockwaves of confetti that were tearing the castle apart. It's okay! It's me! The purple dragon refused to listen and continued its onslaught. Cinder, you have to get through to him before it brings this entire place down! Flame hollered. I'm trying! Cinder yelled back. It was then that Leon emerged from the hole in the wall. He glanced at Cinder and rushed straight for her. Watch out! Tremor dove down, tagging the black dragon to the ground. Tremor, be careful! Candace cried as she watched the two males roll over each other in a massive hissing climb. You should have been dead long ago, Guardian! Leon snarled and slashed Tremor across the chest with his blade. Clean hurts Kane's stories about how stubborn I am. Tremor headbutted the black dragon, knocking him senseless. Cinder watched the two males brawl across the floor. When Tremor managed to stun Leon long enough, he turned to her. Go, now! He shouted. Cinder flinched against another wave of convexity before leaping into the air. She flew straight at Spyro, only to get knocked back by another surge of convexity. Spyro, it's me, Cinder, she wailed. Remember me? Dark Spyro paused and stared at the black dragon with hate-filled eyes. You remember me, right? Cinder asked as she hovered close to the dark dragon. The surging convexity began to subside around Spyro, and his darkness began to leave his scales. Cinder? Spyro's normal voice whimpered mournfully. Is that really you? Of course it is, Spyro. Cinder reached a paw out to stroke his cheek. Slowly, Spyro's scales began to return to normal, but his eyes remained the same. He looked around the room with the guardians, then at Cinder, and then his gaze fell upon Tremor, who had Leon pinned to the ground. The other dragon smiled over his shoulder and nodded, and Spyro nodded back. Leon leaned his head up, and Malfoy's yellow eyes flashed. Spyro's eyes grew wide, and the darkness in his heart suddenly burst free. He let out a scream as his scales started again, and his wide eyes lit up as confessor began to surge from his body. Cinder, help me! He wailed, but his voice shut off before turning to a blood-curdling roar. Spyro, no! Cinder screamed. What did you do? Tremor fumed, turned back to the dark dragon beneath his paws. I know you did something to cause that. Well, don't you know me very well? Leon sneered. Tremor roared and struck Leon across the face with a heavy paw. The blow stunned the black dragon, and Tremor turned towards Dark Spyro. Spyro, remember me! Simply, remember the ones who care about you. The ones who love you the most. Spyro's constant roars drowned out the dragoness's words. At last Cinder had enough. She threw herself at Spyro as another wave of confetti swept across the room. Cinder grabbed on Spyro's face and pressed her lips to his. The noise from Spyro's roar subsided as he began to recognize the fiend that swept over him. It's just an illusion, Spyro. Malfoy's voice rang out loud in his head, just like this entire place. It's all one big illusion. No! Spyro screamed in his head. He shoved Cinder away and continued his blind rampage. Spyro, don't! Cinder cried, shocked that he had shoved her away. Just then the crystal containing the purple dragon's lightning power began to pulsate. Shit, we need to destroy that thing, Sally hollered. She dropped toward the crystal and sped a bolt of lightning. The bolt was absorbed in the crystal and the pulsing energy quickened. The lightning guardian thought. She landed beside the lush crystal and placed her paws on her hot surface. She let out a piercing cry and let electric current flow into the crystal. The crystal's energy began to pulse faster and faster. Before long, the light was flashing like a strobe. Leon lifted his head to see the energy inside the crystal behaving erratically. His eyes went in horror. No! What are you doing? He shouted furiously. He tried to squirm out from underneath Tremor, but the guardian held him fast. Zack glanced at the black dragon as she continued to force more of her power into the crystal. Overload this thing. I won't let you get your slimy claws as far as power as long as I'm allowed to do something about it. The energy inside the crystal began to change from a golden yellow to a deep orange as the crystal's power capacity reached critical mass. No! That power is mine! Malfoy roared and Leon's eyes flashed yellow. Dark matter began to burn from underneath the scales, and Tremor cringed against the pain. As Leon's shadows spread out, Malfoy took shape and let loose an angry roar. Get off of me! Leon growled and wiggled an arm free to slash Tremor across the face. The other dragon staggered back, stunned by the blow. Leon jumped to his feet and made a dash for Stella. Candace dove in and stunned the black dragon with everything she had. Two of them rolled across the floor before springing to their feet, snarling wildly at each other. Almost there! Stella cried. She wasn't beginning to fade fast, but she was going to quit until the crystal was destroyed. The deep orange of confined energy turned over dark, muddy brown, and the crystal cracked. Get away from there! Leon roared and tried to leap over Candace. The yacht dragoness intercepted him in midair and stamped her tail across his face. Leon hit the ground and lunged for Stella again, but Candace knocked it back again. Stop interfering! Malfoy roared and swung at Tremor. The dark monster's claws raked across Tremor, sending him tumbling across the floor and spattering blood everywhere. The dark dragon launched with Cinder and Stella, but Flame and Nimble were there to cut him off. Both fire-breathed and unleashed a spiraling wave of their breath, causing Malfoy to bellow in pain. The shadow shrank back from the bright light in intense heat. Amber! Amber called, seeing the effect of the light was having on him. On it! The pink dragon inhaled and screamed, letting a shower of sparkles spiral about the room. Malfoy's bellowing grew louder and the shadows began to fade away. The dark monster collapsed to the floor and glared daggers at the two young fire dragons. He swung his long, jagged claws of flame, but Amber pushed him aside and opened her jaws wide. More sparkles shot from the dragon's mouth, dissolving the shadows just before they could make contact. Malfoy howled when half his arm was dissolved with the light. Keep it up, Amber, Frank coaxed. Hold him back. My pleasure. The dragon smiled, releasing another volley of sparklers. Get out of my way! Leon snarled, swung his claws at Candace. The ice gun grabbed his arm in jaws and swung him around, turning his momentum against him. The wind rushed out of Leon when the dragoness flung him to the ground. The black dragon didn't have time to recover before the dragoness dropped down on top of him, driving her full weight into his stomach. Leon coughed and blood splattered against the guardian's hind legs. Candace gave him a disgusted look and slashed him across his face with the tail blade. Leon glared back at her as his blood seeped into his eye. His tail blade twitched angrily. Across the room, a dazed tremor lifted his head to see the black dragon's tail flex, ready to strike. "Candace, behind you!" he shouted. The other guardian turned her head, and she saw the black dragon's blade rush up to meet her. She jerked her neck back, and the blade missed by mere centimeters. The guardian hopped off with Leon, inducing a hard cuff on the dark dragon. He rose to his feet and slashed again with his tail blade. Candace blocked the attack with her own blade and stunned the paw into Leon's burned cheek. The black dragon gave an irritated roar and spun around, hoping to cut the dragoness in half. Candace jumped into the air, and Leon's shadow-covered tail blade was beneath her. She cuffed hard, and Leon screamed, a long ice spike sticking out of his hind leg. The black dragon retaliated with a bolt of dark lightning, catching Candace off guard. The dragon shrieked in pain as a foe surged through her body. Leon increased the output, determined to kill her then and there. Without warning, he felt a crushing force strike him in the chest. Tremor's earth blow was enough to stop his attack and send him crashing into the wall. Candace hit the floor, and Tremor sprang over her and fired a salvo of energy missiles into Leon. With each hit, the room shook and buried the black dragon deeper into the wall. To finish him off, Tremor inhaled as deeply as he could, his lungs burning like fire as he prepared his final breath attack. With an earth-shattering roar, he fired a super missile and destroyed the uppermost half of the castle. The thunder of crashing stones and metal rang in the guardian's ears and died away as the lower levels of the castle collapsed. "Candace!" Tremor turned to his dragoness, who lay still on the floor, her scales smoking slightly. Her beautiful five breast scales were tainted by a nasty burn, as well as several other scorch marks along her flank. "Candace?" Tremor nuzzled her cheek. The dragoness coughed hard, and a couple of tufts of smoke escaped from her mouth. "Thank the ancestors!" Tremor gasped and hugged her head close to his bloody chest. "Tremor," the dragoness whimpered, hugging him back. "I thought I lost you for a second there." "Not in this lifetime, Papa Brain," the dragoness chuckled weakly. The intention was grabbed by a loud crack. The crystal split in two, and Sally screamed as she felt her power falling to dangerous levels. "Spyro, stop!" Cinder cried. Dark Spyro glared at her and lashed out with his tail. The blow caught Cinder outside her head, knocking her to the ground. Flame dashed after the black dragon as she slid towards the edge of the roof that had fallen off from Tremor's super missile attack. "I got you," he called, and grabbed the dragon before she could fall to the edge. With a couple of hefty grunts, he pulled her back up as more stones filled the rubble below. "Are you two okay?" Amber came bounding up to them and took a defensive stance to her attention on Dark Spyro. "He doesn't recognize me." Cinder saw the tears stream down her cheeks. "He doesn't even recognize who I am." "Cinder." Flame tried to calm the dragoness, but there was no time for that. "Stella, get out of there!" Tremor roared. "I've almost got it!" The lightning guardian shouted as another crack cut through the crystal, and Spyro's energy began to escape. "Just a couple more seconds!" "Look out!" Spark shouted. Stella looked up to see Dark Spyro turn his wicked wide eyes down on her. A look of terror spread across the dragoness's face, and she hugged herself close to the crystal, trying to hide and finish what she had been trying to do. She could see the glow of complexity at the back of Spyro's throat as he charged up an attack. "Spyro, that's enough!" Tremor lunged for his friend. Without even turning around, Dark Spyro's body surged with bolts of convexity. Tremor screamed as a destructive energy coursed through his body before throwing him back in the crumbling walls. "Tremor!" Candace cried after him. She charged Spyro and fired a beam of ice at him. The aura of Spyro's convexity manifested into a dragon and blocked his attack with its wing. Candace skidded to a halt with wide eyes, staring up at the wrath-like dragon towering over her. The beast snarled and swung his massive wing, knocking her into tremor as he struggled to get up. "Do something!" Spike shouted as Dark Spyro focused a ball of energy at the back of his throat. Before anyone could make a move, Dark Spyro unleashed a blast into the top of the crystal. The crystal shattered with a deafening explosion. Sarah screamed she was thrown back across the room. The explosion of negative energy rebounded, then back up as Dark Spyro. The product had been trapped inside the crystal fused with it, and Spyro jolted from the recoil. The sun overload energy caused his body to swell like a balloon. The dark dragon screamed as his limbs began to expand to the point where they were about to burst. "Spyro!" Cinder screamed. The sound of his mate's voice brought Spyro's consciousness back from the brink of eternal loss. No sooner had he recognized her than the power inside him exploded. Spyro's screams echoed throughout the castle as his body was torn apart from the inside out. The energy that had gathered inside him escaped, and suddenly his swollen lips burst into a spray of blood. The dragon's body fell to the floor in a convulsing, bleeding mass. "Oh my!" Ember began to rush profusely to the sight before her. Behind her, Cinder's eyes rolled back in her head and she fell limp. Cinder? Cinder! Flame exclaimed and caught her before she could fall. Cinder, come on! Wake up! He coaxed, patting her cheek. Across the room, Sal got to her feet and shook her head. She let out an agonized cry and collapsed to the floor. Her body was peppered with jagged shots of the broken crystal. She looked over to the purple dragon lying motionless on the floor in the middle of the room. She rose up again and staggered over to him. She found Sparks huddled beside his brother with a look of dismay on his face. Blood still flowed freely from the pores on Sparks' scales, as well as his nose, mouth, and eyes. Is he... Sam was another wave of pain rushed through her. Sparks didn't answer. He was frozen in traumatic shock. Sal reached out hesitantly and placed a paw against Sparks' throat. Sparks watched her trudge away for an answer. Ember, get over here now! The lightning guardian shouted. The pink dragon's coughed and wiped her mouth, gasping for breath. Hurry, Sal ordered. Ember hustled over to her, still queasy from seeing Spyro in such a state. Start healing Spyro. We can still save him, but we have to do it now. Right, Ember nodded. She leaned down and picked up the blood-soaked purple dragon's hand in her paws. He looked and felt so frail, not like the strong little hero she had grown to know so well. She took a deep breath and concentrated as she pressed her lips to his. Sparks' body began to glow golden as the healing energy swept through him. Just then the room shook and broke Ember's concentration. What the hell was that? Flame magnificently as he carried Cinder on his back. This place is falling apart. The guards turned to see Tremor and Candace hopping over to them. Both were covered in cuts and bruises. Tremor more than Candace. We need to get out of here before class with us still in it, Candace reported. But what about Spyro? What about healing Spyro? Sparks went with tears in his eyes. Don't worry yourself about him, Sparks. Emma placed a calming paw on his tiny head. I'll take care of him, I promise. A slight smile tugged the dragonfly's mouth. He knew if anyone would take care of Spyro besides Cinder, it was Ember. The castle shook again and the room began to slant. We need to get out of here, Candace ordered. Then let's move. Flame turned towards the open sky and spread his wings. He ran towards the edge of the room where the castle dropped off and sprang to the air. He beat his wings hard to get the air he needed, and managed to stay aloft with a bit more effort than he expected. Candace and Tremor helped hoist Spyro's body into Ember's back, but the purple drink was so drenched with blood he slipped off. Candace, freeze him to her, Tremor ordered, and you need to help her if necessary. All right, Candace nodded before turning back to Ember. Sorry about this. It's for Spyro. I can deal with it. The big dragon is nodding and shut her eyes. There was a slight breeze, and Ember felt Spyro's skin freeze to her chest and legs. I think I'm good, she reported after giving herself a slight shake to make sure he was secured. She followed up the Flame, who was gliding in circles waiting for them. Hurry up, he called. This place is about to give. Another rumble shook the castle, and the remaining guards shouted from the sudden movement. Candace, go! Tremor thrust his head towards the open sky beyond the room. Dragon didn't argue and took off immediately. Stella, climb on! Tremor lowered himself for her to get onto his back. I'm alright, Tremor. Stella tried to assure him, but the other dragon would have none of it. This isn't over for discussion. Tremor stared hard at her. Get on now. We're running out of time. Sparks, stay close to me. I need you to get those shards outside once we're out of here. Right. The dragonfly nodded and waited for the lightning guardian to climb onto Tremor's back before turning himself on her chest. All at once the tower began to topple over. Tremor! Stella! Ken screamed from outside. Damn it! Tremor charged forward, letting the force of gravity gain him the speed he needed. As the tower started its final fall, the Earth Guardian fired an Earth missile, blowing a hole in the ceiling. He flew out through the dust and debris and soared after his fellow guardians. Sal looked back over his shoulder to see the remains of the old fortress collapse in a massive cloud of dust and smoke. Fires had erupted in lower levels, burning India had been trapped under them. She sighed sadly and tucked her head to Tremor's neck.